Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. I doubt that there's anyone in the country who this biting fuel shortage is not affecting right now. And that's not to talk about what it is doing to our productive hours, as you see hundreds, maybe thousands of cars, lying and queuing up, at fuel stations trying to get it. And of course, just about everyone who is getting, well, maybe I should amend that to not say just about everyone, but so many people, the majority, are paying an increased price arbitrarily imposed by the filling stations operators. We've been there before. In fact, we've done that, as they say, been there, done that, but we thought those days were over. Apparently, there are difficulties, and so it is not. Now, what are those difficulties? We keep on hearing that there are difficulties. Most ordinary people can't fathom these difficulties. And so we invited the Lagos Zonal Chairman, National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, Mr. Tayo Aboyeji. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
As you heard me say there, we're depending on you to bring your expert knowledge to bear to help us understand what exactly is going on. You look at newspaper reports, mainstream news outlets say that they sent written questions to NMPC. They followed that up with calls. There has been no response. Pray tell, can you help us with understanding why almost overnight we have this crisis in the fuel supply chain on our hands?
All right, thank you. I think as a union, Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas, our basic responsibility, because we have a branch, which is Petroleum Tanker Driver Branch, that is responsible to distribute fuel across Nigeria. That is our main responsibility as a union, or as a branch of that union. We just woke up and discovered there's shortfall, and we can only carry or distribute the product that is available. For now, we are still investigating why the queue or there is shortfall, and I believe that maybe the next few days we'll be able to tell you this is the reason. But for now, we are still investigating what caused the queues on the road.
With the greatest respect, sir, Mr. Tayo Aboyeji, you guys are professionals. Very little escapes you. But when you say, well, we too just saw it and we are still investigating, it sounds to me a bit like the way police also talk in a different context. We are still investigating because they don't want to come out with what is not, entirely true. I understand that, and before you can say a thing is true, you're going to have some authority that you can be quoting. So in the absence of an authority, I spoke about the NMPC. They are the sole importer of PMS into the country. They should know, they would know, they definitely do know, but they are not speaking. Is that why you also are not speaking, sir?
No, I just to do our responsibility. We are not the one bringing this fuel into the country.
Is to
push ferry it and push it across the country. So when I say we are investigating, I can't just come in and say what I didn't know.
Okay.
Until we are able to conclude.
Okay.
That this is what caused the shortfall. Then we will fight me again. I'll be able to tell you.
Oh dear. Okay. But still, there's a place called Pinnacle Jetty, which I understand some ships, some petrol tanker ships, wanting to berth and discharge products. One way or the other, there was damage to that jetty. And if that damage is not fixed, then it will be difficult, if not impossible, to actually discharge. Is that part of the problem, do you think?
Thank you. I think you two have joined us to investigate. So, if you can tell us what happened in Pinnacle, then both of us are on the same page.
Well, at least that one is publicly reported.
Yes, but that's how it's publicly reported. And I would say that should not be the sole reason, because Pinnacle is one out of the depots in Nigeria. But at the right time, we'll be able to tell you. But truly, Pinnacle the vessels and the pinnacle to discharge. But the pipes that are bringing the product to the tank is 40. But in less than maybe 24 hours, they should be able to fix that pipe. And we'll see. That's why we say we are still investigating.
Okay. Now, fixing the pipe and then the tanker ships being able to discharge their cargo, even when that happened, it's not as if the problem is going to disappear, or is it?
Well, I believe that if Pinnacle are able to receive, because there are a lot of vessels that goes into Pinnacle, and Pinnacle have a capacity of more than maybe 50 million in the tank, so to be able to at least ameliorate, if not completely, sort out the problem.
Now, the authorities around petroleum, looking at the pricing and this fuel scarcity, now they say there has been no increase whatsoever. There's no increase in the price of the pump price of these of fuel. In fact, they recall that when the president did approve the increase of something for transportation of 10 naira, this was publicly announced. Say, look, this is the situation. So if there's any increase going on now, it is illegal. At least it's not official. I don't know. But you see, there's this problem that perhaps you can help us talk. Let's talk about that, which is straightforward. People are businessmen. This is not humanitarian. It's a business enterprise. So what exactly are those factors? Because people talk about we can only sell what we buy. We buy low, we can sell low. We buy high, we can sell. We have to sell high in order to remain in business. Talk to me around that area, please.
All right. The selling about pump price or fixed pump price, which was 165 naira per liter, is illegal, just as you said, because government has not officially declared that they have increased the pump price. But just as you said, the cost of bringing this product from one place to the other are due to the cost of diesel. But the marketer, I believe, independent marketer like Ipman, make a statement 2 days ago that the cost of transporting these products to the station is high and they cannot sell the government official rate. But by now, I think they are meeting the government or they are talking to government to see the way around it. But just like the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that said yesterday, they have not increased the pump price. So anybody that sell above that is illegal. But government and the marketers are sitting down to see how they could sort it out.
You know, a lot of us, by which I mean Nigerians generally, think that when the Dangote refinery comes on stream, it's reported to be, is it the largest in Africa?
So they claim.
Well, okay, so they claim it will be indeed the largest in Africa. I don't know if it's West Africa or Africa, but certainly it's humongous, much bigger than anything we have been able to do before the advent of Dangote. Now, a lot of Nigerians are putting some hope in that, okay, when this happens, and then we can refine our own product, it's going to be a heck of a lot better. What do you say to this whole notion?
Yes, I think all of us have that hope. And I pray that the hope will come to reality. Because Dangote too is a businessman. I don't know how he's partnering with the federal government in that regard. But we are aware that
the federal government is a shareholder.
Yes, a shareholder. Probably
not that Dangote had a choice, but yes. I mean, they are a shareholder.
Yeah, the government is a shareholder. Probably want to use part of those to solve the problem locally. Because I believe Dangote is a businessman too. He wants to maximize the profits. But how they will sort it out, but I cannot say that. And how it will now help Nigeria, I cannot say that because we are not privy to the arrangement of government and Dangote group. So by the time we get to know that, we'll be able to tell you really how it will affect Nigeria.
Okay, well, if the NNPC isn't ready yet, I mean, they speak from time to time when they want to speak, but for whatever reason, this is not a very comfortable time for them, I would imagine. That's why newspapers are reporting that they're not getting responses to their inquiries from NMPC. They say phone calls are not picked up, written messages are not acknowledged, never mind being responded to. So people are just left with the usual culprits that we have in terms of trying to understand what exactly is going on.
Well, I will say to that that they have not spoken, NMPC that have not spoken does not mean they are not working around the clock. I believe they will come out to tell us what happened. We have a responsible government, and responsive. They do know what is going on in the country, and they will not want the Nigerians to suffer. So at the right time, they will collaborate. I will assure you that as a responsible government, they are sitting at the clock to solve this problem.
Because the way you are speaking, you're not a civil servant, but civil servants speak carefully like that too.
I'm not a civil servant, but at least I'm in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to 2 times interact with those in NMPC. I know how passionate they are about Nigerian. I know how passionate they are to solve this issue of fuel scarcity or to make Nigeria enjoy what we have. But occasionally when there's issue or trouble like this, that does not mean they are not doing anything.
Of course.
They are responsible. And we're passionate, I said, about issue in Nigeria. We'll get there.
Now, we will get there.
Definitely. Because they're not resting on their health.
Okay. Just to remind our viewers that I'm speaking with the chair of the Lagos Zonal branch of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers. Let's look at the marketers, because you guys work very closely and you're interconnected and that kind of a thing. Is it everything that the marketers get that is indeed discharged, transported to, and sold in Nigeria, in terms of the total number of liters put out? If you take all marketers combined, are we getting the benefit of that? Because I'm looking from the economic point of view that if there's a shortage of whatever kind, it will reflect in the price once it gets big enough. So are there issues around what the marketers are doing with the supplies that are allocated to them and that they pick up?
Definitely. It's a member, the petroleum tanker driver, that convey these products to the marketers' stations. So we have not had any issue or any complaint from any marketer that his product has been diverted to anywhere, or his product is being taken to where it does not supposed to take to.
Diverted, but,
so
okay.
the product is, when they pick from the depot, straight to the filling station, to the marketers.
So if anybody is hearing any rumor, it is exactly that, a rumor.
Rumor is rumor. There's no official complaint about that. If there's any official complaint that I should know, the authorities in the union should know.
Victor is calling in from Lagos. Good morning to you, Mr. Victor.
Good morning. Can you
Thank
hear
you for
me
calling
properly?
in. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, I just want to double check about the icon price, because I got a feel like yesterday, and I discovered that some people are selling, some filling stations are selling at the rate of 170, and they are charging as well for kegs and, for cars as well. So
yes.
What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to report to the authority or what?
Of course. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for calling in with that contribution. If you've been listening to us, we've said, I'm sure you didn't miss it, that government has stated categorically that there is no increase whatsoever. So whoever is doing that is doing it illegally. So, and when there are illegalities, of course, you don't need anybody to tell you that one should report to the authorities. But and then he also recalled that what the other arrangement is, it is supposed to be 165. He just said he bought it at 160. Other people go as high as 180. And then if they're going to sell into kegs, they will take an extra charge on top. I think it is 500 naira in some areas. In some areas, it goes even above that to maybe 1,000 naira. So what Victor said right there, that he wants to know, he's double checking, and wants to know what to do. Well, the authorities that we need to report to are also seeing it. In fact, I understand that the NNPC has sent a big chief to Lagos, to the south, to go and fix the situation, go and restore normalcy, is the way you put it. Now, how do you go about restoring normalcy?
Yes, Mr. Victor have said it. So he asked a question: Are you going to report to authority? Yes, that's just the straight answer.
But the authority already knows.
But this is not in the past. We've had that NNPC sealed up one police station or the other. So you made the official report and it's confirmed. Then the authority will take a step. So I will ask Mr. Victor to go and report to the authority. I'm not sure that authority knows. Or maybe Mr. Yeri knows than I, because I know each time the authority knows, they take a step.
Well, one of the steps that they've taken is that I understand, as I just said, from newspaper reports, that they've sent a big chief from NNPC to come down to these parts and restore normalcy. Part of this problem, take Victor that called in and complained legitimately about goings-on at fuel stations. Even legal authorities or security authorities, I'm talking about people like the police, maybe the army, whoever, when the rest of us are queuing because of the situation, they themselves, they know how they access it. I imagine because they're strategic or whatever, they know how they come into that place with their own kegs, is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about with their own kegs to, get their own supply. So that's why I said that I'll be very surprised if the authority doesn't know what is happening.
He just said it that the sense of people from Abuja maybe to south yesterday. That's what I say. We have a responsible government to checkmate and normalize the situation. It depends on the outlet. Like yesterday, I even want to buy in some filling station. They didn't allow anybody to come with cake. If you come with
That's
cake,
right.
they will not allow you.
Yes.
So if
Meanwhile,
Mr.
there's so many cars on the queue.
Yes, or anybody now find out that some outlets are selling, okay, they can report to the authority. It's not allowed. It's
okay.
not allowed.
Another Victor. This time, Mr. Victor is calling in from Nasarawa State. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I want to ask the chairman concerning the issue of this hike of fuel price and scarcity. Because the way it goes, it actually affects every other commodity in the market, apart from the fuel itself. How do the chairman himself, how do they manage this situation? Sometimes when the fuel is around, it's hiked to 100 and something naira, and at the end, the market price in other commodity does not come down. How do they manage this kind of situation? Because it affects us day in, day out.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a situation where fuel is 180 and maybe at the end it dropped down to 160. Then there's also a way to mix up with the other market commodity, because all of them line at the point of transportation. And what are the rules played by the Nupeng chairman and his group to influence some of these things? Because that's what is affecting human beings generally, the common man in the society.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Victor, calling in from Nasarawa State. I suspect that your question can really be most effectively answered by economists, but still.
No, I can even
yes.
I can even answer. The question he asked is not different from what Mr. Victor said, that they are selling above one price on some filling station and it's affecting others' economy.
Everything else in the market.
Yes, we'll just say here that anyone that sells above government price is illegal.
Yes.
So if Mr. Victor finds out that an outlet that is selling above government price, This is report to authority. It's illegal.
Yes, fine, sir. That I understand that. But Victor observed, and why I said that, you probably need all these macro and microeconomists and these experts to tell us about the knock-on effect, because Victor from Nasarawa said, recall that when these things happen, it affects everything else. Prices go up. They never come down after that. So it's a frustrating thing, and that is the context in which he was asking what can Nupeng do to this? You've said, before you even say so, you said earlier that your own business is about moving the product.
Yes, and that's why we have authorities. That's why we have regulating authorities in the oil and gas sector. So if it's well reported, at least it will take action. We just to distribute and give to the outlet. But at times, we are magnanimous enough to intervene by reporting even some of these things to the authorities on our own.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you have you got joy?
Yes.
They act on what you report?
Yes, they act on it.
Good morning, Ada, in Jos.
Good morning, Mr. Yori and your guests. Ada calling from Jos Pakistan. Okay. Look, Mr. Yori, let me tell you something. FG is just trying to be clever by half because of 2023 elections. As regards this pump price of fuel, they are insisting that it should be 165 per liter. Now the independent marketers have informed us that they get this fuel at the rate of 170 naira per liter. So it's impossible. So what are we talking about? Who does that? I prefer a situation where there is an official increase of between 180 to 190. Let them do that official increase. Then the amount they will use in subsidizing will reduce. That's if I don't know what they are subsidizing. They are subsidizing for the rich people. If on average Nigeria would understand it the way I understand it, they would have removed this subsidy. Let us rest. So let the fuel be everywhere. And we now those of us who cannot queue for a whole day, we are buying between 200 and 250 right here. So what are you talking about? The motor is the same thing. If they queue for long hours to get it at 165, they pass the bills to the commuters. So it doesn't make sense. And I don't understand the country we are running. Why can't we say the truth? There's a modular refinery. We are telling two engineers, petroleum engineers, told us on one platform that the modular refinery cannot refine crude. I said, no wonder. The one in Igbo State is more than two years now. It cannot refine even 1 liter. So what are they talking about? The Niger Delta people that are refining, they have an improvised device they use. To do it. So if this is what they are using, why destroy it? Why can't they tap into their intelligence and find out what they are doing, and incorporate them or whatever, as advanced countries will do. We keep on, it's us that is suffering it. Then every day they keep on telling us that we are better off than 2015. Let me tell you, you can tell a blind man that there's no oil in the soup, but you can't tell him that there's no salt in the soup, I'm really sick of continuing to I keep on saying, let's not give up on Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Ada, calling in from Jos in Plateau State. And I dare say, from what I have also been hearing on the streets, Ada is speaking the minds of many. Now, what she also said, well, let me just bring the question straightforwardly to you. Two issues: subsidy removal, deregulation here in this country. There are those who are suspecting, because Ada said the authority, the federal government is just trying to be clever by half, alluding to the fact that this might be a kind of style to actually, set about subsidy removal and deregulating the sector.
Well, I will not attest to that, based on the fact that the president said yesterday, removal of subsidy for now is not tenable. And I want Nigeria to look at it. All these things are global phenomena. I watched in Germany yesterday. All of them are crying. Most of the countries are crying.
America really is making a lot of noise about the expensiveness of
but I think the government now look at if rich people are, what is happening in the economy. That's why they are feeling that, no, we could not still go ahead and deregulate or remove the subsidy now. Otherwise, the way they are running it is not sustainable. the training subsidy is not sustainable. But because the government fee, that's what I said, the government, they are responsive to, they feel the pains of people of Nigeria. That's why they said, not now. We cannot increase the subsidy, not now. So there are so many pressure on government that you should remove this subsidy.
Yes.
But I can bear with you, if they remove it, it's me and you and others that will say, this government is wicked. Why now?
Because that will really skyrocket
exactly.
the price of fuel.
It's the wisdom of government that said, no, not now.
Meanwhile, the idea, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a better sense of this whole matter, is that marketers, the fuel subsidy thing, it's difficult. NMPC doesn't have the funds with which to pay it, so much so that they've not been able to remit anything to the Federation account. So we hear. Looking at a newspaper report here, it observes that NMP is the sole importer of PMS and currently has approval to spend nothing less than 4 trillion naira on the payment of subsidies this year. But let me come back to that, to you, because Prince has since come online. Good morning to you, Prince.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, just to portray what the previous woman who called in said, I think Nigerian government should learn to call a spade a spade. If this price has to be 180, they should just let it be in time and stop wasting people's time. The country is not in a very stable condition now, than still facing other challenges of likes of fuel hikes and co. You know, because you get to filling stations, see queues, and at the end of the day, when you get to the filling station, you buy at the rate of 180, 185. You know, you even have to tip the attendants at times for them to quickly attend to you. You know, these are things they need to check. That's one. Then two, I could remember vividly that part of the work of Nupeng is while the marketers are in closed-door meeting with the government, the Nupeng are supposed to go around to make sure that things are not getting out of hands, like of the prices and co. Maybe, I don't know if the Nupeng has the right to go to filling stations to check if they are selling at the normal 165 price for now, the official price.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in.
Nupeng does not have rights to go and seal up filling station. If Nupeng had gone ahead and do that, it's the same people that will say, what we are doing is illegal. But I said the other time that whatever our observation is, we pass it to the appropriate authority. And we go and enforce what is obtainable there.
Okay. You are really just on the train of let people do the right thing, let them do the legitimate thing, the legal thing, the responsible thing, and report to authorities who you have said are very, very concerned and are working round the clock on this matter. That much you can say.
Exactly.
So much so that even in the past when Nupeng has made observations to them, you say they have actually responded positively to those things.
Even with this, the situation on ground now, Nupeng, some of our people are still going around to observe and give us the reports.
You know, part of the challenge we have is that the chairman has told us that we're all in the same boat. You know, we're all looking, to the authorities to help us out by giving us facts, information as to what exactly is going on. And I think the chairman is saying that anything apart from that might be in the realm of speculation. And so Nupeng is holding its peace. Did I paraphrase that rightly?
Yes, all right. That we are still investigating.
And that investigations are ongoing.
Ongoing.
Let me try Mr. Yakub. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, very good morning, sir.
Thank you.
And good morning to your guests. Hello,
Mr.
can you hear me,
good morning, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you very much. Chief Jolly, you see, this issue that we found ourselves, it is unfortunate that it is going to continue like this for some time. Then the reason why is this. A whole Nigeria can never boast of one refinery working. Now, we are all waiting for Dangote refinery to kickstart. And then we should not forget this Dangote refinery, where it is. It is a trade zone, free trade zone area. And then basically, yes, it's going to bring down the price a little bit. But if there's something people that called before me, they are not alike. What is that? Do you know, Chief Jori, if you go to a filling station this morning, you want to buy fuel. Even if you don't, you buy it at rate of 170, 180, as case may be. Chief Jori, do you still know if you bought fuel of 5 liter, you actually get 4 liter? That is another thing. You actually get just 4 liter in place of 5 liter, and you pay for 5 liter at highest price of 180, 170, and then you got to get 4 liter. That is number one. Number two, that the previous scholar says that you are going to still giving attendants. You give them money before they can sell to you. And then basically, if they say that they are not selling for cake, yes, some of us have car, but what about the baba, the other grand pepper, and all those ones that they don't have car? They need to buy in the cake. They will pay for the cake, they will still pay for highest price, and then they will not end up getting what they are paying for. That is number one. You see, Chief Jori, this is the only thing this rubbish is going to stop. If Nupeng have authority to go to stations, some stations have this liquid, they have this PMS, but they refuse to sell because they were looking for high price. That is number. If Nupeng have right, as they say, to go to those filling stations, if they go to know that they have this fuel and then they did not dispense it, why can't they sell it free? 10 liter for everybody free. If they can be able to sell it off, they did it to first station, second station, third station. If PMS would sit out and begin to sell it at normal price. The only problem have is that Nigerian government gives some people license for modular refinery. Are they giving them license to go and hold it in their home? They collect this license without not producing anything. So basically, the Nigerian government needs to do a lot because we are passing through a lot. So these people that dispense this fuel for us, you pay, go and check. You cannot get 5 liter. If you buy 5 liter, you get 4 liter, and then you pay highest money. Good man, and God bless you, Chief Jori, and the other guest man.
Thank you very much, Yakub. People's tempers are quite short on this whole matter because they see it as some sort of an unfortunate game that is being played with their wallets, with their pockets, you know. And somebody observed at the very top of the program that any crink in the supply chain, it affects everything. First of all, is it possible, do we really know how many liters we consume nationally, for instance, so that we can begin to make some intelligent deductions from all of this?
Yes, I will not be able to ascertain. I mean, I give you a figure of what we consume in Nigeria right now. But if prior to maybe last 2 days, we don't have queues on our filling stations. Possibly something responsible for this one. It's not about how much are we consuming, how much we are not consuming. Something might have gone wrong for us not to have this kind of shortfall. But in the next few days, just as I told you, we'll be able to unravel what happened, what make us to get to this level again. So it's not about what we are consuming. And I told you, whatever our responsibility is to take the product from the depot down to the filling station. And on the issue of the last caller, he wants us to solve the issue of the power of authority. I mean, we want Nupeng to solve the power of authorities. We can't just go to filling station and do what he asks us to do. We have been observing it, just like most of them are calling. And I told you earlier that most of our members are on visits to most of these filling stations to compile a report on what is happening, which we send to the leadership of the union, which they will now present to NMPC.
Well, this is still a problem, and the ordinary Nigerian consumer, and what is quite worrying to most people is that it is only the ordinary people, the base of the pyramid, where you have the most people and the poorest people, relatively speaking, to the top, the apex of it, that are really bearing the brunt of this. those that are looking towards the very top of the pyramid, in any case, it is even doubtful if they pay for fuel at all, and they must still make sure that whatever the depot is full. And those who are connected enough, the impression is, I don't know if it is right or not, that they can always go to given locations, get their fuel, and then we continue. We watch NTA News, we watch radio, and we listen to radio, and we hear about the ongoing problem. But it isn't everybody that is suffering it equally.
No, that impression is very wrong. I'm the chairman of Lagos Zonal Council, Nupeng. I can't just go to filling station and say...
Sorry, sir. Can I just interrupt you because Mazi is on the line. Apologies, Mazi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, I guess. Now, you see, what I'm trying to find out for, I guess, what is this one we are talking about, the fuel. What happened to kerosene? Because, look, if you are, that's when you finish going, if you buy, like, if you take this big bottle of swan oil, swan bottle of water, and go to the filter to buy kero, 1,200 naira will not fill that rubber. Now, as I'm talking to you, which I did yesterday. Now, we are talking about fuel. What happened to the kerosene? And even the so-called gas, which they say people should not be using charcoal and firewood, that we are deforesting the forest. The gas is another problem. Gas was 7,000, 8,000, 6,000. Gas is now 10,000, 11,000. Where are we heading to? Now, you bet for Nigerian government is one. Agree that Dangote has come on board. Two, one. Another thing is that all these modular refineries, go and give it to all those boys, the Navy people have been arrested, and DSS and the police and civil people have been arrested at the Niger Delta. And give them the license. Mobilize them, produce this in short, the latest equipment for them, let's start producing all this oil for us. The area we do it, the better. But if we go up to China arresting those boys, dumping them inside the hearing stories, it will not solve the problem because issue of putting our refineries into good shape is another problem. But this modular refinery is very, very simple and very, very easy and very, very economically. The area the federal, their ministry, the people, challenge the federal government and put that the modular refinery to action is better for us. Because I cannot see in Nigeria, we crude oil from this country, we send it to the high seas, to bring it back. Oil marketers are telling Nigerian stories. And the poor man is suffering. Look, Mr. Yorisa, let me tell you. Do you know the number of people that are suffering from asthma? Is the one that will give you statistics. What was the cause of it? Because of too much use of charcoal. Many of them exposed themselves to all this smoke from charcoal. At least 30 to 40% of Nigerians are suffering from asthma. They're asthmatic, but they don't know. They feel that it's ordinary cough, which is a research work has been carried out with it. What do we do? Because it is very, very disheartening that a country like Nigeria, we have crude oil and we still suffer. May God forgive all of us. Have a pleasant day in Lagos.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mazi Okora, for that prayer you added at the end. God forgive all of us. Suggests to me that Mazi is persuaded that there are all sorts of funny things going on in the sector.
Maybe it was home base of knowledge. You should have told us those funny things that are going on in the oil sector.
So that the ones that you can debunk, you will debunk.
That will help. Yes. But for now, I have not seen anything wrong that is going on. I only mentioned the issue of refineries, which our unions have alluded to. That if these refineries were fixed, and they will sometimes we will not find ourselves in this kind of situation. But I think last year or earlier this year, when the Minister of State for Petroleum announced that they have commenced the turnaround maintenance of Port Harcourt refinery and Warri, and he gave us a timeline that they will start working. So let's hold on to that. And very soon the refinery will start working. Even if they are not working at full capacity, and the little capacity they work is still to the advantage of Nigeria.
Just a short while ago, we were talking about funny things going on in the industry, and you had said that, well, people just have to be a bit more specific and tell us those funny things. One of the funny things coming from, in the past, I don't know if it is still happening, it's sort of been reported that a lot of fuel being received by marketers are not necessarily supplied to and discharged into Nigerian filling stations. In other words, they head straight out of the country as I said, maybe this is an unsubstantiated rumor, but give me your thoughts on that. You might have heard that kind of a thing. That transporters, because this is where Nupeng comes in. They are transporters.
Yes.
Now, if our product that is supposed to go somewhere in Nigeria is heading across the border, first of all, is that possible? And what can you tell me about that whole practice?
Well, I think I don't. Nobody can substantiate that. I've not heard of it. I know most of us in Nigeria is that we will just make allegation without substantiating it.
You need okay, sorry.
So let them substantiate what the allegation they are making. Is our driver, their members, the tanker driver that's driving these trucks, and we've not had any complaint from anywhere that the products are being taken outside Nigeria or being diverted to anywhere. No.
Sir, you're a Nigerian. You've not heard this before? Okay, you're saying substantiated.
Anybody can make any allegation, but we have when we ask such things, we call them, come and substantiate what we have, the allegations we have made.
And then
nobody come forward. Nobody come forward. So,
you know,
I don't prove that a product has gone out of Nigeria. If you that made the allegation did not come, and prove it to us.
You know, as people say in a totally different context, maybe that's part of why rape is so difficult to prove. It's a challenge because, you know, it is what it is. EJ is our first call from the diaspora, so to speak. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Is that Uncle Yori?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, I want to contribute to this issue of fuel scarcity in Nigeria, or Lagos State especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes, please continue.
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
I would like our
I do need a bit more
government
volume in the studio.
But,
please carry on.
The way our politicians behaving in that country is not fair enough. They are now putting people into the consideration, because when you look at it, a presidential APC presidential candidate traveled to Ekiti or wherever it's coming from with over 300 cars. Petrol from. Right. These people have the opportunity to reserve petrol for their own benefit, forgetting about the citizen and the rest of the people in the country. That is not fair. And you call it democracy. Our politicians are behaving badly. I will say that. Because they're not even thinking about the people they are governing. So if they can try and do something about it, people come first, not for their own selfish campaigning, driving around, traveling up and down the country. For no reason, people have a better thing to do with the petrol or with the use of petrol, and why some politicians be going around with the convoy, you know. So let's think about this, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, EJ. You heard that.
I heard that.
Did you want to comment one way or the other?
Mr. EJ is more a bit bitter about to politicians that driving in Koifu.
There was no shortage, is the point he's making, in terms of the unprecedented crowd.
It doesn't matter. Everybody, like I was saying the other time, you have means of getting your, you have a driver, possibly. If you have a driver, if you don't have, you queue. Most of these allegations that the big man, how many big men have filling station? That they say, okay, go and take fuel for my filling station. Many of them. How many of these politicians you are alleged have filling station? But most of them may have a driver, may have a brother to go and queue and get these products. Can they keep this product in their house? No, nobody can keep product in their houses. But there are means of getting it.
Yes.
Like me, I can't just get to filling station and say, yeah, everybody leave. I say for me. It's not possible.
Yes.
It's not possible. Yesterday I queue with my driver in the filling station. What we could get.
And you know, because again, I go back to the fact that government has said that there is no approved increase in any way, shape, or form. But it's unfortunate that we do this to ourselves. That is little people, attendants, petrol station owners, and all of that. they conspire to worsen the problem because somebody has observed that they are just waiting. In fact, this whole thing is reported to have started because people were sort of anticipating a price hike. And so they slowed down the rate of their dispensing. So the theory goes, and I know it's an allegation that you will require substantiation for, but this is what is being said.
Even when the federal government just yesterday, it stated that they are not going to increase, they are not going to remove the subsidy. They are not going to increase the price of fuel. So there is no point anybody anticipating increment and begins to order products. No, if there's shortfall, there may be reason for it, but it's not because they want to increase the price. Government has said themselves that they are not increasing anything.
Yeah, but you know, all it takes is for a rumor that is not quenched. If a rumor goes unchallenged, what is going to happen is that people will begin to think that there's something to it. But so you are saying that, well, government has come out to say that, no, it's a rumor. Don't think about it.
Mr. Yori, in our society, if you debunk rumor more than 100 times, people that will believe, they believe. They have not believed, they will not believe.
And meanwhile,
so there are a lot of misinformation here and there. I think that is just what we have in the society, misinformation.
Okay. Mr. Oluwole in Ife, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. The devil in our petroleum industry is in the consumption rate. Yeah, good morning, Uncle Yori. Yeah. The devil in our petroleum industry is in the consumption rate. We are being told that we consume over 102 million liters of petrol per day.
Please continue. I can hear you.
Yeah. The people who are serious enough and who have been taking statistics estimate our total consumption to between 35 and 40 tons a day. The gross consumption of 50 million is the problem we are having with the subsidies.
Okay. I wonder, sir. Can you tell me a bit more?
Even the Juicy Committee on Petroleum was asked to look into our consumption rate. Some few months back, there was no feedback.
All right. Okay, I get you. Thank you very much for calling in, sir. We're talking about funny business. 102 million reported as the official statistic. Mr. Oluwole there was, alleging that it's actually no more than between 35 to 40, or even go as high as 50 that we are consuming. And so the ghost 50 million liters is among our problems. I wonder what you would say to that.
I don't know. I don't need the statistics it relied on. That is, we are consuming 60 million and government say 102 million. You see the gap?
That's the whole point. He said that's the devil in the detail.
I don't really know the statistics it relied on. I think I should believe in what government said and what individual said. I can't sit in the cupboard of my room and say, this is what happened, this is what government is doing, without going to the statistics.
You know, we spoke at the top of the program, we were sort of looking at, do we really know what is being consumed daily so that we can actually begin to work the sums and bear it all so that we can see where this is a funny calculation and, this is something way beyond our capabilities. Well,
I think the government, I read in the newspaper the other day, was it yesterday, that the government stated the quantity of products being sent to each state. And the statistics are there for Nigerians to see and to look at. So I would believe rather than governments who are on a daily basis, it's their own responsibility to know what is going in and what is being consumed. And for somebody to just say, this is what is happening, who doesn't have to do statistics?
Mr. Tayo Aboyeji, Lagos Zonal Chair, National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, you will agree with me when I say that you're being very careful and guarded in the way you're speaking. And you're putting everything, saying, oh, the government, there's no higher authority than the president. He has said this. That's what we go with.
No, really. I'm not being careful. I can only tell you what I know.
Okay.
I can't just come in and begin to tell Nigeria what is not happening.
Or what you don't know that is happening, if it is happening.
No, that's what is not happening. At least, to the best of my knowledge, I've been in the sectors, I'll be able to tell you those that I know.
Okay.
So I don't continue to rely on the rumors and the misinformation.
Social media.
That's what most of us are doing.
Mr. Ajayi, in Surulere, you're our last caller. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
Go ahead, please.
My contribution to this program is that as an organization involved with the industry of petroleum, one would expect that Nupeng will be interested in the success and effective operation of that industry. And if this government has been in place for 7 years, having promised Nigerians that the refineries will work, and for 7 years, those refineries have not worked. We have not seen Nupeng doing anything, saying anything, telling us what is actually responsible for those refineries not working. They are participants in this industry. They should have direct information of what is going on inside that is not open to us who are not participants in that industry. That is one. Secondly, we have heard from various institutions, even from the discussions at the National Assembly, that petroleum products are being smuggled out of Nigeria, even since the time of the former governor of Edo State, when he was leader of Nupeng. Now, all these questions have been asked to this guest here this morning, and he has refused to answer any one of these questions. Even the direct questions asked him by Mr. Yori, he has dodged those questions. I'm disappointed in his responses to the questions he has been asked this morning. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ajayi. Yes, Mr. Ajayi calling in from Sulere.
Yes, okay. You see, that's what I said, information. The Nupeng has been doing a lot. I've said one or two things here. That even as we are here now, Nupeng members are going around to get the reports of what is happening. And another issue that Nupeng, we are affiliates of Labour, of NSC.
Okay.
So we have been contributing whatever we are doing through the Nigeria Labour Congress.
Mm-hmm. So okay, we've got to let go of it now, but I want to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Tayo Aboyeji, Nupeng Lagos Zonal Chair. Aluta continua. There you go. That's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.